Hello students. Today we will study a very important topic in grammar called modal verbs. We use modal verbs almost every day while speaking English, even without thinking about them. In this lesson, we will understand how modal verbs help us express ideas clearly and politely. Modal verbs are helping verbs that are used with the base form of the main verb. They help us express meanings such as ability, permission, possibility, duty, advice, request, and intention. Modal verbs do not show action by themselves. They only support the main verb and change the meaning of the sentence. Modal verbs help us talk about what we can do, what we should do, and what we must do. They help us ask permission, give advice, make requests, and express certainty or uncertainty. Without modal verbs, our language would sound very direct and sometimes impolite. One important feature of modal verbs is that they do not change according to the subject. The same modal verb is used with singular and plural subjects. Modal verbs are always followed by the first form of the verb. They help us understand the speaker's intention or attitude. Some commonly used modal verbs are can, could, may, might, must, should, shall, will, would, ought to, need, dare, and used to. Each of these modal verbs has its own meaning and use. Now let us understand them one by one with simple explanations. The modal verb can is used to express ability, permission, and possibility. We use can to talk about what someone is able to do. For example, she can speak English. We also use can to ask or give permission in an informal way, such as can I sit here? Sometimes it can show general possibilities like anyone can make mistakes. The modal verb could is often used as the past form of can. It shows ability in the past. For example, she could run fast when she was young. Could is also used to make polite requests. For example, could you help me? It is also used to show possibility, but the certainty is less, as in it could rain today. The modal verb may is used to ask or give permission in a polite or formal way. For example, may I come in? It is also used to express possibility. For example, she may come tomorrow. Sometimes, may is used to express good wishes, such as may you succeed in life. The modal verb might is used to show weak possibility. It means the chance of something happening is very small. For example, he might come later. Might is also used to give suggestions politely. For example, you might try again. The modal verb must is used to express strong obligation or duty. It shows that something is necessary or compulsory. For example, you must follow the rules. Must is also used to show logical certainty. For example, he must be at home because the lights are on. The negative form must not show strong prohibition. The modal verb should is commonly used to give advice or suggestions. For example, you should exercise daily. It is also used to express moral duty. For example, we should respect elders. Sometimes it should show expectation like the train should arrive soon. The modal verb shall is mainly used with the first person to make suggestions or offers. For example, shall we start the class? In formal language, shall can also show rules. The modal verb will is used to talk about future actions, decisions, or promises. For example, I will help you. It is also used to talk about habits, such as he will talk for hours. The modal verb would is used to make polite requests. For example, would you help me? It is also used to talk about past habits. For example, he would play cricket every evening. The modal verb ought to is used to express strong advice or moral duty. For example, you ought to respect your teachers. When used as modal verbs, need and dare usually appear in negative sentences or questions. For example, you need not worry and he dare not speak the truth. The expression used to is used to talk about a habit or situation in the past that no longer exists. For example, I used to live in Delhi. With this, we complete the lesson on modal verbs. Practice using these modal verbs in sentences to speak and write confidently. Jai Hind.